Hey guys, so today I thought I'd tell the story about my road trip last summer with two of my best buddies. This is Peter, and this is Jared. So anyway, after brainstorming a bunch of ideas and a bunch of the ideas getting canceled and us not being able to go and a bunch of other crap, we ended up deciding to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. And I know what you're thinking, Cleveland isn't the best destination, but it's actually a lot nicer than you think. And for a 3-day road trip, it's ideal, I think. However, we definitely could have planned a lot better. See, we went through probably 3 hours of hotel searching when we got there because we were naive enough to think that going there and winging it would work. Anyway, ended up being a law in Ohio that you have to be 21 or older to get a hotel room. So after pulling some strings, we ended up getting one for one night, and then we had to have one of our parents call for the next night. It was a nightmare. After getting there, one of us wanted to drive back. The night we got there wasn't that great, but ended up being worth it. The next day was a really long day, but it was all a lot of fun. We started the day by going to a Space Museum, had a lot of fun playing with all the cool gadgets and stuff there and learning a bunch of new things, and got lunch, and we got lunch at the sandwich shop, which had some pretty beefy sandwiches. Hey, let me show you some pictures. Two of us got the corned beef sandwich, which was amazing and a mountain of a sandwich. And Peter got the pulled pork, which was also pretty damn good. It was a good meal. After lunch, it was time to head over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. On our way, we found this huge stamp that said free on it, backwards. The Hall of Fame was awesome. There were so many cool things. There's so much stuff to count. We were looking for Queen stuff the whole time. We're all huge Queen fans. Freddie Mercury's our idol, and unfortunately they didn't have anything except for maybe a signature or two. But the main attraction, which I thought was the coolest, was this about, I'd say, hour-long video of each year since the Hall of Fame opened, each class of inductees, and there was a lot of cool bands I've never heard of before, and they played their music, and it was awesome. We had a really good time with that. That video was personally my favorite part of the museum. They also had a special thing for Rolling Stones going on. They had their own room and everything, and they were just commemorating them for 50 years of rock or something like that. And it was a cool day. Here's some of the cool things that we saw. Some of Elvis's infamous threads that he used to wear. This chicken scratch is the original writing of Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix. I thought that was pretty awesome. And inside the Hall of Fame, they had their own version of The Wall by Pink Floyd, and it was awesome. Had lyrics and stuff. Signatures were everywhere in this dark hallway. They had Jimi Hendrix Experience, Led Zeppelin, with Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, the whole deal. And then, of course, they had Queen with my idol, Freddie Mercury, just doing it big up on the wall. It was pretty cool. So after the Hall of Fame, and after we spent all of our money in the gift shop on CDs and shirts and all kinds of stuff, they had a free concert going on outside with food trucks and everything. Pete got some plantains, said they were the best he ever had. It was a good moment, I think. Out of all the moments we shared on the road trip, that 15-20 minutes or so was definitely the best one, summed up the whole trip. After that, we walked back to the hotel, planned our next day, and the next day we were going to the zoo. We went to the zoo because we had limited money left. We wanted one more day out there before we drove back, and we wanted something cheap to do. It was just a zoo, but I mean, we were with our two best buds in a city we'd never been in, so it was still kind of cool. We saw a bunch of animals you would have seen in any other zoo, but it made it seem cooler because we weren't at home. And yeah, so here's some of the animals we saw. We saw these camels. I wish I had stopped and recorded all the things we said from their point of view. It was pretty funny. And we saw these flamingos. This one was standing alone. I thought it was cool. I'd never seen one on one leg like that. This koala bear looked pretty comfortable. He looked like he was drugged on something, but we thought that was funny. Peter was psyched. We got to feed a giraffe. Tongue was huge, and then there was this wicked cool treehouse on the walk through the zoo, and I took this pretty good picture of Jared. Um, it was a fun day. Yeah, so from the zoo we drove the 8 or 9 hours back. We got back around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I don't really remember. We took shifts. It was a fun time. The drives themselves were pretty fun themselves. We'd blast CDs and be singing. And we got new CDs when we were there, so we had new CDs for the ride back, and it was awesome. For those who know what I'm talking about when I say this, remember the gentle lift. And of course, there was all the small stuff, like the fact that we ate at McDonald's like 4 times within 3 days, and we went to Wendy's, and Jared didn't know what to get, and he asked for a burger, and they asked what size, and I whispered for him to get the extra large or something like that, and he got it, couldn't finish it, but it was a funny experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was definitely the best first on our own experience that we could have had. Nothing bad happened. We spent a lot of money, but that's expected. So now we're planning the next one soon, probably, and I'm excited, and it'll be a lot better, but that one was still fun. Anyway, hope you liked this video. There'll be more to come, as I said, everyone, for every day of the year, and subscribe. Bye.